Let's bring in ABC's chief Washington correspondent, Jonathan Karl, who will be hosting This Week later on this morning. John, good morning to you. Always great to have you. Let's start with the Epstein saga, overshadowing in part President Trump's trip overseas. Many of his own supporters continue to push for the release of more documents. So what's at stake for him as he tries to turn the page?
Yeah, look, it's the issue that just won't go away, Whit. I mean, look what happened this week in the House of Representatives. Speaker of the House, Johnson, literally sent members of Congress home for the summer to avoid a series of votes that Republicans were going to join Democrats in forcing on the Epstein saga. These are votes that the White House simply didn't want about releasing more of the documents. And then you had the extraordinary visit down to Florida by the Deputy Attorney General, Todd Blanche, meeting with Ghislaine Maxwell. This is Epstein's partner and former partner and co-conspirator. She's serving a 20-year sentence for sex trafficking, and she spent 2 days in closed-door meetings with the Deputy Attorney General. So even as President Trump wants to turn the page, says this is something nobody cares about, his own actions and the actions of some of his Republican allies have kept this story front and center, and it doesn't look like it's going away anytime soon.
And John, on that topic, you mentioned the DOJ holding those meetings with Ghislaine Maxwell. Any indication that President Trump is actually considering a pardon? Is that on the table?
Well, Whit, I mean, if you had just asked me that question, a week ago, I would have said no way. But President Trump has now been asked it a couple of times, a pardon or some kind of a clemency, commuting her sentence, and he hasn't ruled it out. It's an extraordinary thing. Now, look, senior advisors at the White House say there's been no real discussion of this. They don't anticipate anything like this coming. But the mere fact that he hasn't ruled it out, combined with the fact that Epstein's attorney has made it clear that she is very much interested in getting a pardon. And in fact, that appears to be part of her motivation in seeking this meeting with Todd Blanche down in Florida. Who knows? But it would be an extraordinary, to say the least, step by President Trump that would cause severe blowback. I can't imagine it's actually coming, but we can't rule it out because Trump himself hasn't ruled it out.
John Karl, as always, thank you so much. We appreciate it. And tune into This Week later on this morning. John speaks with Representatives Ro Khanna and Thomas Massie about their bipartisan push to force a vote on releasing more Epstein case documents. Plus, John also speaks with Save the Children's Gaza humanitarian director Rachel Cummings as aid groups warn of mass starvation in the Gaza Strip.